When you achieve higher state of consciousness, you will always have access to the higher realms, the higher wisdom, source wisdom, where you always have access to insights and guidance, and you will never not know what to do, what steps to take, what steps not to take. It will also make your life so much easier, and you will also feel more connected, more grounded, more centered. And if you would like to learn how to raise your consciousness on a consistent basis, then this video is for you, because I want to share with you 8 tips on what you can do to consistently raise your consciousness so you can always tap into that higher source wisdom and also open yourself up to a more heightened and more evolved way of being. So let's dive right into the 8 tips of what you can do to consistently raise your consciousness. The first tip is practicing mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness, you really become aware of your thoughts, of really what's going on in your mind. And here you're doing this more from the observer point of view. You're not engaging with your thoughts. You're just becoming aware of, well, what are those thoughts that you're having? And oftentimes we're having a lot of limiting beliefs and limiting thoughts that are actually holding us back. And when you're practicing mindfulness and you're becoming aware of what are those limited thoughts that you're having, for one, you can open yourself up to uncover the message, the lesson, and the gift within these limiting thoughts, and then you can also then choose higher thoughts. That then opens you up to also tapping into higher source wisdom, because as you then open yourself up to higher thoughts, that can also help you to really see the truth. When you're becoming aware of any of those limiting beliefs that are really sneaking around in your mind, then you can ask, like, is this really true? Is this really of truth? Do I have absolute proof that whatever I'm thinking is of truth? And most often you're getting a no, because there's no absolute truth here that whatever you're thinking is really of truth. And then you can decide differently. You can choose higher thoughts. And the more you do that, you actually also raise in consciousness, because then you're really moving above all these lower level thought forms and moving into a higher level thought form, because you're then choosing differently. You're choosing a higher truth. You're choosing more positive thoughts. So that's why practicing mindfulness is very great. Also, it helps you also that actually calm down your ego as well, which then opens you up to actually then hearing also higher guidance as well. Then the second tip is embarking on an inner healing journey, emotional healing, shadow work, really uncovering all these inner woundings that are really holding you back. And here, I'm not talking about really staying in the phase of just constantly healing, but it's about really as you're moving forward and stuff comes up, then you're healing, then you're releasing. Whenever you're feeling stuck in life, whenever you're feeling not okay, whenever you're feeling triggered, that's when you want to really dive into the healing to uncover, well, what is really going on here? What is happening beneath the surface? What is at the root of things? What are my fears? What are my beliefs? What are those woundings that are really affecting me from really moving forward? And then heal and clear that so you can then move forward. Because the more you embark on this inner healing journey, this shadow work journey, this emotional healing, you're basically letting go of all that baggage that is weighing you down. Because we all have had many experiences throughout our life that weren't always pleasant. And here I'm not talking about these very intense traumatic events, but even just little things that upset you, that maybe broke your heart a little bit, or anything like that, that made you feel not okay in the moment. Those are all these things, they're still weighing on us. If there's anything from your past, childhood, or as you were growing up, that when you're thinking about it, it still has somewhat of a negative punch to it, even if it's just a very slight, barely noticeable squeeze or punch or whatnot, those things are still weighing on you, and they're affecting you. They're holding you back. They're actually keeping you from really tapping into the higher level consciousness, because it's weighing you down. And by you embarking this inner healing journey, shadow work, emotional healing, you're basically releasing all that baggage that is weighing you down, that is keeping you really stuck in the 3D world. And the more you let go of that, you're becoming lighter. Your energy becomes lighter, your energy becomes more expansive, you're actually raising in frequency, and then you're also raising in consciousness. You're elevating in consciousness because you're letting go of all that stuff that is weighing you down. That's why embarking on an inner healing journey of really healing the shadow, healing the emotional woundings is very beneficial in helping you elevate in consciousness. Then the third tip is starting a daily meditation practice. Meditation is absolutely amazing. It's not just good for stress relief, but it also actually helps you calm down your mind. Because oftentimes we are having a whole lot of thoughts going on. We're thinking about our to-dos, our obligation, the things that we have to take care of, and what happened and what didn't happen, what's going to happen, what might happen, all of those different things. Our mind is usually very much stuck in the past or too worried and focused on the future. But rarely are we present in the present moment. But life is happening in the present moment. And when you meditate, you're becoming present in the here and now. You're tuning in. You're connecting deeply. You're calming down your thoughts. You're calming down your mind. You're tapping into the inner stillness. And that in itself then also opens you up to tapping into that higher level wisdom. But oftentimes we're so busy in life with all the things that we're doing and just life in general, we don't really often make the time and space to really connect deeply, to then also connect to the higher realms, to that higher level consciousness. And with a daily meditation practice, you get into the habit of calming down, getting back to present, getting back to center, and then opening yourself up to connect. Because you can even connect to that higher level consciousness during your meditation practice as well. And here you can do guided meditation or just regular, meditation music without any spoken words, whichever one works best for you. But starting a daily meditation practice is absolutely ideal for you to raise your consciousness and tap into that higher level wisdom. And of course, it also helps with you really staying present in the here and now as well. Then the fourth tip is connect more with nature. When you connect with nature, for one, it's very grounding, especially as empaths and highly sensitive souls. Being in nature is very nurturing. It's very grounding. It has that grounding effect. And of course, here you want to also practice some mindfulness, maybe even really connect deeply in the present moment, into the here and now. When you're connecting with Mother Nature, it's absolutely beautiful and also can help you then open yourself up to just experiencing, like having an experience. And that then too can help you elevate in consciousness as well. Because you're feeling more relaxed, you're feeling more grounded, you're feeling more centered. And then also more present in the here and now. Then the fifth tip is engage with content of higher frequency. Here, this could be reading channeled books or listening to channeled works, whether it's meditation music, channeled work, or even my light language activations as well. Anything that is of higher frequency, where the creator channeled whatever they created. Even maybe taking some spiritual courses, maybe reading spiritual books, really educating yourself, really, because the thing is, when you're reading any spiritual books, they are most likely all channeled works, because the creator tapped into that source energy, source wisdom, and they channeled the work, that they expressed the work through them in the work that they created, whether it's written, a book or audio or courses, whatever it is. But the more you consume that kind of content, that will then also help you raise in consciousness. Now, have you ever listened to, whether it's one of my videos or even any of my light language activations or someone else, and you just felt so much better after you listened to them? Well, that is, you tapped into that good energy. So engaging more with that high frequency content is going to be very beneficial for you to then also tap into the higher level frequency and raising in consciousness. Then the sixth tip is engaging with energy work. Whether it's you learning an energy healing modality for yourself and then practicing on yourself, or then even with other people, or you're actually going to get a healing session, or you're working with a healer, a coach, a mentor, someone that is working with energy to assist you on your path or whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is that you're experiencing. Because when you're working with energy, whether it's you doing it yourself or working with someone else, that also then helps you in, cleansing your energy, uplifting your frequency, and it just helps you really tap into that higher level consciousness as well. So energy work is absolutely beautiful. And if you do energy work yourself, the beautiful part about it is when you're working with energy, the energy keeps flowing through you because you are expressing the energy, right? It's being expressed through you. But the more you do that, you're basically pulling in that energy through your being. It's cleansing you at a deep inner level. It's cleansing you, it's clearing you, it's also uplifting you, and it basically opens up your channels of tapping into the higher level frequency, raising in consciousness, elevating your consciousness. So working with energy is absolutely powerful tool in tapping into the higher source energy and really elevating your consciousness. Then the 7th tip is developing your gifts, developing your clairs. Because the more you tap into your gifts, because you already have gifts, whether it's intuition, whether it's sensing, seeing, inner knowing, the hearing, whatever it is. But you already have some gifts and you want to develop them more, because when you do, you're really tapping into your inner gifts. You're embracing all of who you are, and that in itself also raises your consciousness, elevates you in a higher level frequency. And here you can do different things, from card readings to working with energy to automatic writing, whatever it is, whatever you feel called to go with. But developing your gifts is ideal for you to really raise in consciousness. And if you want to learn how to actually develop your gifts, then I want to invite you to check out my program, Awakening the Oracle Within, where I will guide you through different lessons on how to really activate and develop each and every one of your clairs, your 4 clairs. There are going to be light language activations as well. There's going to be a lot of practices included in that course to help you practice and develop your gift. So if that's of interest to you, the link is in the description below. Then the 8th and final tip is be of service. Pay it forward, assist others. And this doesn't necessarily need to mean that you need to be a spiritual teacher or have a spiritual business or any of that. Sometimes you just doing your own thing, you just doing your own work and really walking your own walk makes an impact, because then you're always kind of extending your hand out to other people to invite them to kind of follow along. You don't even have to say anything, but you're kind of tapping into that silent teacher, that role model to others. You don't have to invite them like literally, like say, look, come with me on this journey, but you just doing your own work. Whether it's you consistently meditating or practicing your gifts or working with cards or really tapping into your gifts or whatever it is, you just walking your own walk can sometimes be enough for other people to say, hey, I want to do that too. I mean, he or she is changing so much. I want to find out what they're doing. And so there's so you're kind of like that silent teacher, so to speak. You're the role model. You're the way shower. But being of service in a greater way. And then if you are already working with clients, or you're actually feeling called to maybe do something like that, maybe you step into the role of a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or anything like that, then really do that from an open heart. Because the more you are of service in the world, without trying to push your beliefs, your gifts, or your energy, or whatever it is that you're offering onto other people, but simply just being of service, making it available to people to maybe come to you. Maybe you feel called to step into the role of somewhat of a spiritual teacher or anything like that. A role model, a guide, a mentor, whatever it is. Maybe even a channel. But be of service. Use your gifts in a greater way. Pay it forward. Walk your own walk. That is so beneficial, because as you're doing that, you're raising in consciousness. You're really tapping into that higher source energy. You're elevating into that higher frequency band. And that is absolutely beautiful. So here you have the 8 tips on how to raise your consciousness. I'm curious to know from you, have you tried any of these? Or what is it that you do? Do you have a specific practice that helps you really raise in consciousness? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. I would love to know. But thank you so much for being here, and also be sure to check out these 2 videos here. There are 2 beautiful light language activation. One is about clearing your aura, and another one is about embodying your authentic soul self. I think you're going to enjoy both of them. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.